Hello, brother and sister members of the Southern States Millwright Regional Council. My name is James Rowland, and I'm the Western Region Director. I hope that everyone has had plenty of time to spend with their family this holiday season, and as we look forward to 2021, what I'd like to do is take a step back and go over the challenges that we faced in 2020 with the COVID-19 pandemic and the economic downturn. There are 4 locals that make up the Western region of the SSMRC. Local 216 that covers Arkansas and Oklahoma, Local 729 that covers Louisiana, Local 1421 that covers Dallas-Fort Worth and the northwestern half of Texas, and Local 2232 that covers Houston, San Antonio, and the southeastern half of Texas. What I'd like to do is kind of go over each local's membership and man hours for last year, and then talk about some of the council growth goals. 2020 was a harsh year for our membership and our employer partners. As should be expected, our man hours are down significantly compared to last year. We are currently trending to be down between 10 and 15% this year. However, we knew that several major projects would be slowing down and some would be completing, and this would have a negative impact on our man hours. So we cannot attribute all of our man hour loss to COVID-19 and the economic turndown. While we were down in man hours, it could have been much worse. Working together with our employer partners and our membership, we were able to make good moves in the Western region to keep our members working as much as possible. Everything from negotiating unique shift schedules to reworking wage increases and training goals. Without the hard work and dedication of our membership, who went out there and took the risks and completed our projects safe and successfully, our man hours could have been down much more than they are this year. That perseverance and commitment is exactly what is going to have the customers coming back to our partnering contractors and the SSMRC for many years to come. 2020 was an extremely tough year to grow membership, but that should be expected in a year where our man hours are down as well. The Western region has grown approximately 1% in the membership over the course of this year. We have an SSMRC goal to grow 2% each year, and typically we exceed this growth. This year, we achieved roughly 50% of our goal, and with the challenges that we have faced, I consider that a success. The SSMRC also has a goal to grow our active journeymen by 2% each year as well. This year we have struggled significantly in this area. There are only 2 ways to get a journeyman millwright. We can graduate them out of our apprenticeship program, or we can recruit them away from our non-union competitors. With few opportunities to put more than our current local membership on a project and the limitations COVID-19 put on our training programs, we fell far short of this goal for 2020. But we still grew. Again, with everything 2020 has thrown at us, I believe achieving any growth is a positive. Another important SSMRC goal is the arrears percentage. The arrears percentage is the amount of membership that is currently 4 months behind or more on their dues. We have a council goal of less than 6%, and hitting that goal is extremely important for the locals as well because the SSMRC rollback program. For every member in good standing that has signed a dues authorization card, the SSMRC gives $10 per member back to the local. This amount is also dependent on the percentage of members in arrears for each local. If it's higher than 6%, the local gets nothing. For every percentage point under 5%, the amount increases by $1 per member up to a maximum of $15 per member. This money is important for locals to utilize so they can take care of their finances as well as to keep the monthly window dues as low as possible. I would like to personally congratulate and thank our membership, our local officers, our office administrative staff, and our business reps for keeping the average arrears well below our council goals. And on that positive note, I would like to discuss 2 specific goals for the Western region, we had an industry growth goal of 15% increase in man hours for both pulp and paper and the light conveyor industries. And I'm happy to report that we are on target to exceed those goals for 2020. The continued growth with pulp and paper work in Arkansas and Oklahoma and Louisiana, as well as the light conveyor work that we've had in Texas, has driven us to the point where we're going to exceed those goals by a large margin. In the Western region, there are many good things coming for the future as well. Thanks to the grants from the SSMRC, we have been updating the Arlington Training Facility, as well as a facelift for the outside of the building and the grounds. We are also installing 2 new robotic cells, as well as a power and free conveyor system for our members to train on. There's also plans right now for a new training center for Local 216 in Arkansas. But we'll talk about that in my next video, where I talk about 2021 and what we had to look forward to. And I couldn't be happier to report that apprentices in Texas will now receive housing assistance if they live at least 75 miles away from their designated training center. I have to thank EST Jennings, our partnering contractors, and all of the trustees for the Gulf Coast Training Trust Fund for helping to make this happen. 2020 was tough, but we made it through the challenges and the struggle. 2021 is looking better every single day, and I look forward to discussing that with you guys in a few weeks. I want to thank our brother and sister members, our partnering contractors, and all of the SSMRC staff for stepping up to the challenge and pushing through 2020. I truly believe that if we continue to work together, we can overcome any obstacles that are set in our path. And I'd like to thank you all.